The average person spends 4 hours and 37 minutes on their phone every day. That's the equivalent to 1 day per week, 70 days a year, or almost 2 years every decade. Which, if you think about it, is quite a lot of time to be on your phone. And today I'm going to share how you can turn your iPhone into a dumb phone in minutes, helping you reduce your screen time and giving you the new problem of what to do with all your free time. And before we get started, I just want you to know that you're not to blame. These fun little apps that we use to connect to friends and family all over the world are designed by the same product designers using the same psychological principles that are used in slot machines. So this time, let's not let them win and turn our phones into less addictive but still useful devices. Now all you're going to need to get started is an iPhone with iOS 17. And I mean, I have a 5-year-old iPhone 11, so I think this is available on most iPhones. Now I wasn't able to find online if Android offers a similar feature, so if you happen to know, please drop it in the comments below and I'll pin the most useful response. Now the setup couldn't be simpler. Head into settings and select Assistive Accessibility. Now this feature is actually intended for people with cognitive disabilities to help them use the phone more independently. But our intended use is to actually eliminate all the distracting features from our phone. Next, set up Assistive Access. Press continue, verify your Apple ID, and then select either grid or row for appearance. I personally prefer the grid because I think it gives a clearer aesthetic. You then need to choose all the apps that are essential for you to go about your day. Now don't worry about getting this 100% right the first time, as you can change it later and you'll probably need to add apps along the way, like I did when I went to pay for something and realised they didn't have any bank cards connected. In case you're curious, I personally have the Notes app, camera, photo, Google Maps, Pacer, workout app, music, podcast, and a bank card. So just the essentials. Once you select your apps, you then set up a passcode to access this setting, and you will need this to get in and out of the feature. So that is it. It takes literally less than a minute and we're all set up and ready to rumble, and your phone's going to look like this. As you can see, just all the essential apps you need for a productive day. And this simple switch has honestly saved me so much time from doom scrolling throughout the day that I've even started learning Bahasa. So terima kasih, Assistive Access mode. If you click on the side button 3 times, you can access the app's settings, where you can adjust the phone's font size, brightness, and even put your phone into airplane mode. You're also able to exit Assistive Access through this feature, but what I do like is it does take a little bit of time to revert back to the original iPhone settings, which I think is a good thing. It prevents you from just flipping in and out of this feature and making it redundant. Now we're all set up, I want to show you a quick side-by-side of the iPhone with its original settings compared to the Assistive Access settings, and I think you can tell it is a lot less stimulating and alluring to look at. So why does this work so well? Last year I implemented several methods to reduce my screen time, including a screen blocker, which worked well initially. However, every time I picked up my phone to check the time, my hand would unconsciously start selecting these apps before my brain's had time to say no. And this is because most social media apps give our body a release of dopamine. So by simply seeing the app's logo on our screen, our body can preemptively release a little bit of dopamine, making our urge to open the app and start using so much stronger. However, by implementing the Assistive Accessibility mode, as well as some of the other tips from my previous video, such as the screen blocker and grayscale, I have seriously reduced my screen time. And if you're someone who's looking to reduce your doom scrolling in place for wondering what the hell to do with all your free time, I highly suggest you give it a go.